And now, here to entertain you all, because every day he's hustling. Side Hustle Cinema.
Welcome back to the channel. Side Hustle Cinema here. Thanks for clicking on this video. Today I'm just going to be doing a little collection update for you guys. I've got this week's releases, and I'm also going to be showing you guys a few of the movies that I picked up from Kino Lorber. These are the ones that weren't a part of the sale. They were in the last chance section of their website. That's a section that it's while supplies last. They're really cheap, and they're movies that I guess Kino won't be putting out anymore. So when they're gone, they're gone. But I want to start with those Kino Lorbers and work my way up toward those new releases. So skip ahead. The picks only get better if you need to, but it'll be a short video, so you can hang in there. And these first two titles are two titles that were $10. All the other titles in this stack are like $5.99, $6.99, like pretty cheap. And the first one is Dolly Parton in Straight Talk. This came out in 1992. That has her and James Woods in it. And she plays like an advice column host of like a radio show or something. And she kind of stumbles on that job. You know, it's not something that she initially had, so it's a pretty good movie. I haven't seen it in a number of years, but I do remember enjoying this one. The Taking of Beverly Hills. This was definitely like a 90s style, mid-level kind of action movie. You know, not like a giant budget action movie, but they did pretty good with a smaller budget. This came out in 1991. Pretty good flick. A little underrated. Now this one was like one of those $5.99 type titles. This came out in 93. It's Money for Nothing with John Cusack. I think he finds this bag of money, and it ends up bringing him more problems than it did answers. More money, more problems. But yeah, it's a decent movie. Gotta have some John Cusack in your life. Next we got Jim Belushi and John Ritter in Real Men. This is another like sort of comedy / action. Jim Belushi plays like he's the guy that can actually handle himself. He's good with the gun. He's a tough guy. John Ritter, he's like a family man. Gets caught up in this whole thing. It's got aliens in here. Bad guys. It's a weird comedy, but definitely a good one. Then we've got Gross Anatomy with Matthew Modine. This one's like a medical school drama. It's a solid movie. This one came out in '89. If anyone wants to check that one out. Next we got the sequel to a movie. It's Another Stakeout. This one came out in '93 and is the sequel to Stakeout. And this got, of course, Richard Dreyfuss, Emilio Estevez, and a very young Rosie O'Donnell. Another, comedy / action flick. And the next one is a total action flick. No comedy in this one. And that is Chuck Norris in this 1988 movie, Hero and the Terror. And next we have Woody Harrelson and Antonio Banderas in a little boxing movie called Play It to the Bone. I definitely need to give this a rewatch. I love boxing movies. I'm sure this one's probably not the greatest, but it's actually a pretty good cast. Lolita Davidovich, Tom Sizemore, Lucy Liu, Robert Wagner also star in this one. And that's it for the cheaper Kino titles. All those are going out of print, I guess, at least from Kino. So I'm glad to pick those up before they're totally gone. Next is a Kino release. That's one of their newer releases, and that's Tentacles. And this is a pretty cool transfer. And the movie itself actually wasn't that great. I'll show you the slipcover. I'll show you the case cover here. Love that artwork. It actually has reversible artwork, so you get the slipcover artwork, which is awesome. Then you get this artwork, and this was the inside artwork. I've flipped it. And that is the artwork that if you purchase this, that you'll be seeing. But you can flip it over and get that one. So you're actually getting 3 covers. 3 different artworks on this release. Super cool transfer, I gotta say. It's a new 2K scan. The movie itself is about a giant octopus that is terrorizing a seaside town. It's basically the plot of Jaws. That's what they're going for. Practical effects on this look pretty cool. They don't show a whole lot of the octopus, and that's part of the problem of the movie. The story's very streamlined and not super interesting. You don't feel yourself getting invested in the characters. And that's why I have a hard time recommending this one. But the transfer, though, it's very nice looking. To only be a 2K scan, they really cleaned this up quite a bit. And the stereo, like the 2.0 mix that they have on here, is one of the most robust 2.0 mixes I've ever heard. It was awesome. And I never say that about 2.0 mixes. I think the standard should be 5.1, and that's it. But this was very, very nice audio and video. So if the movie was better, it would be just an absolute home run, and I would love to recommend it, but because the artwork's awesome too. But yeah, it just the movie wasn't great. Everything else about it was fantastic. Now we're going to jump forward and talk about the newer movies that I picked up, like the new release stuff from the past week or so. And we'll start with another Warner Archive movie. Been picking up a few of these lately. And that is Quick Change. This one's, not exactly a newer movie. This one came out just last year, but it went on sale, and it hasn't been on sale, I think, since it came out. It's been $20 or more. It feels like forever. And they finally had it on sale on Amazon. I think it's still on sale, actually, for only like $13 and change. So it's a great bank heist movie with Randy Quaid, Bill Murray, Gina Davis. Super good movie. Next, we got one that came out just this week, and that is Orange County. This was one of this week's bangers for me. That came from my, physical media report that I do on Monday. I always give my list of bangers for the week, and this was one of them. Only $12.99. Super cheap. Really fun movie. Jack Black is in there. He plays, a brother. The main character, that's what's his name? Colin Hanks. Yeah, Colin Hanks. Yeah, he's trying to get into the school of his choice, and he has to go through the interview process and everything. And his family is insane, You know, totally nuts. He's obviously, even though he's in high school, he's like the glue that holds that family together. They're kind of a bunch of screw-ups. And, you know, they sort of make life difficult for him. Super funny movie. Very cool to have that one. Next I got a steelbook. This one I got from Orbit Video. And that is Reanimator. This isn't a new release or anything, but it does come from Second Sight. And, you know, not much on the back there. Just a little bit of a etching that doesn't necessarily stick out. Trying to get it to show up. I do really like the cover here. You know, it's kind of a metallic, very colorful. Probably looks better in person than it does on video here. The inside's super basic. No inside artwork and no real cover art on the discs. It's just a Blu-ray release, but it's got tons of special features, tons of things going on, and it's got 2 cuts of the movie. Yeah, they had this on their used section actually on Orbit Video, so I was able to pick it up fairly cheap. Steelbook's in really great shape. Comes from Second Sight. Of course, Second Sight, you know, it's an overseas company. This is Region B. You have to have a region free player to play it, and but it's loaded with special features. And I just got Jeffrey Combs' autograph recently, so I wanted to pick up the first movie. Next is a movie I've been talking about for a while, and that is Moonfall. I just got the standard edition. I was going to pick up that steelbook, but I kind of forgot to cancel this one, because I had this one pre-ordered from before I knew that they were coming out with that cool steelbook. And you know, I saw this in theaters, loved it. I've been hyping it up, telling people that it's a good movie. It got a lot of hate. I'm not going to go into that again. But hopefully, I've now seen that a lot of people have watched it. And a lot of people are, you know, at least saying, you know what, it's okay. It's pretty good. And trust me, from what they were saying before, that's a win. So, yeah, Moonfall's good. Check it out. You know, get some kind of copy of it, or at least rent it. It's worth it. It's a good time. And then finally, as I got a Scream Factory release. I got a few more on the way. I have Watchers 2 on the way. That was one of my bangers this week. But this one comes out officially next week. And that is Cursed. Just got it in today. And this, of course, is the Scream Factory, you know, collector's edition. This one is, and this one's got Christina Ricci in it, and well, you know, her and her brother, which is Jesse Eisenberg, and they have to deal with a werewolf. It was supposed to have been a. This was supposed to have been Scream, but with werewolves. That's what this was supposed to have been. This is directed by Wes Craven. And the writer of Scream, Kevin Williamson, wrote this as well. Of course, he did a lot of those teen shows and things. He, you know, wrote Dawson's Creek. And this was really supposed to have been a franchise. And for me, it could have been. I really enjoyed this. I've watched this one numerous times. Matter of fact, it plays a lot on HBO. And it's one of those movies that I find myself watching, like, whenever I catch it on. I watched it once or twice last year. Definitely looking forward to checking this one out. It's just on Blu-ray, but it is a 4K scan of this movie. So, you know, they'll be hitting us with a 4K, you know, probably next year or sometime down the road. so that'll make these obsolete. But there's your, your slipcover. Tons of special features on here. Lots of good stuff. I mean, of course, I've watched the movie a million times, so I can't wait to dive in all the special features. And you did get reversible cover art, but it's nothing special. Basically, it's the same as the other one. It's just tinted in red. So you can have it tinted in blue or tinted in red. I don't know. That was hardly worth it. The tinted in red, I guess, is to represent the unrated cut of the movie, and then you have the theatrical cut of the movie. There's multiple cuts of this movie out there. I've only seen, I guess, the theatrical cut. I mean, that's the one that plays on cable all the time, and of course I saw it in theaters. And it did come with a cool poster. Let me pop that out real quick. They could have probably used this poster as the reversible cover art. Would have made a lot of sense, but they chose not to go that way. Try to back up here. Yeah, it's an okay poster. It's not the craziest. Probably not the best poster I've seen, but I actually do enjoy the werewolf in that movie. I thought it looked really good, and it's got a ton of actors in there. Lots of people, lots of cameos and things. If you haven't seen it, you'll have a good time with it. As far as werewolf movies go, it's really good. There's another movie coming out soon called Cursed. That's a werewolf movie too, that I probably recommend, maybe even a little bit more. It's a totally different type of werewolf movie, but we'll talk about that one when it comes out. I'm definitely picking that one up. But yeah, that's the pickup, guys. That's what I got this week. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, do me a favor, hit that like button. If you were unsubscribed to the channel, I invite you to do so. And as always, stay safe, have fun, keep watching those movies, and I'll see you on the next one.